questions answered, 3 questions answers. Here you go.
And then
my name is Edukwa. I was born in Ivory Coast, and I've been in the US for as long as she's been here, probably a little bit longer. But as every African, we have a very strong desire to bring something back, especially I'm in the same field as you, which is engineering technology, and you know that's the weakest part in Africa. Well, I'll leave that for later on. But I'd like to take the same footnote and ask you if you're aware of the fact that in Africa, all elections have 2 types of candidates. Laurent Gbagbo said very, very well. There is a candidate for France and so-called international community, and there's a candidate for Africans, the locals. So, in other words, the opposition is not going to election against one Cameroonian, they're going against the entire Western world who's supporting this guy. And are you ready? My suggestion would have been that the opposition in Cameroon unite behind one person or a very small number. In Ivory Coast, there was 14 candidates. Most of them didn't even have 1%, because Laurent Gbagbo is such a strong leader, and he's the father of democracy in Ivory Coast. So he had a 30-year record in the opposition. So it was the second round, the real thing. So maybe some are not aware, but in the Ivory Coast, the French ambassador and the US ambassador, I would say Obama's ambassador, which is the most difficult thing for us to take, took the president of the election commission. So you're not going at a fair election from the start, the get-go. They took the president of the Ivorian Election Commission after that commission was foreclosed. The 4th day, because they had 3 days to deliberate, and I don't want to go in detail because the country went to election divided, and they made a fake peace unity, but the French were arming the rebels, have the guns ready, and when the election started, in the second round, those guys came with their weapon. And so basically it was a trick to replace the person who was there that is disturbing them and is changing their system, the economical system that you are also in the system, the currency that the French own, and many other things.
And the question, right?
The question, yeah, I don't want to take too long. Are you ready in Cameroon to supervise the election in a way that the real candidate, which is elected by the Cameroonian people, is declared the president?
Thank you, bro.
Edukwa.
Thank you, Edukwa. Thank you. And we need a 3rd question from Gloria, Sister Gloria here. Thank you.
Well, first of all, good evening and greetings. I read your bio with great interest, and I think, as I said before, you're probably one of the bravest people I've ever seen to go through all you've gone through to pursue leadership of your country, so you're to be commended. I'm very, very concerned about what's happening with Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon, you know, what's happened in Sierra Leone, what's happened in Liberia, what's happened in other places that should not happen, should not have happened. And I think those of us on the ground here in the United States are also aware that there's some outside forces to play that are causing a lot of the imbalance and friction. My question is more on a Pan-African basis in terms of where you stand overall in terms of the unification of all the different countries that we have in Africa, because as long as we're not united, and as long as the different European powers can continue to pick off and cause dissension among the different countries, we're going to always be off balance, and it's always going to be every time somebody brings a nose up to try to do something right, there's going to be that many more people pulling them down. So my concern is when you become president, what then is going to be your stand in reference to the unification for the rest of Africa?
Thank you, Gloria. So, Mr. Ekindi, you have your first set of 3 questions.
Yes, I have the permission to stay seated.
Do you have a mic? Here.
Because as you heard, I'm walking.
Yeah, give him a mic to all over the places. Take this.
You want this one? The stand can come back here.
Yeah. Yeah, you should go.
Okay.
That's fine.
Je crois que ça va aller comme ça.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Well, as Sylvie said, I was born in 1945. It means that I'm 66. So please accept that I'll be seated while trying to answer. Well, all these questions are very interesting and very important. Elections in Cameroon are not fair and won't be fair. All the signs we received from BA, all the new bills that were tabled and passed are unfair. I'll give you 1 or 2 examples. The bill that passed on March this year. In this bill, if a candidate doesn't have a representative in a polling station, he will not be delivered a report. It means that you go to school and you don't have your marks. And if you want to contest, to go to the Constitutional Council, you need to present a report you are contesting. And if you don't have any report, you cannot even claim for that. This is one of the examples. And many of them are like that. So we know that this election won't be fair. ELECAM is a body with 18 members. At the beginning, it was 12. And the regime declared that, okay, since everybody discovered that the 12 members are 12 members from CPDM, and many of them were even members of political bureau of CPDM, while the law states that you must be independent and neutral. It did not prevent Mr. Biya to appoint members of his party. Since so many people contested, they said, okay, we are going to enlarge this body and bring it to 18 members. And they said clearly that it will be to bring some balance. But when the new members came in, again, we didn't see any member from opposition. It means that they decided not to organize fair elections. And the question is, knowing that, what should we do? We know that he's not going to do that. What should we do? Some of us, like myself, decided to go for elections. But it would be more relevant not to call this process elections. It will be a peaceful fight, but it will be a fight. You know that the people aren't fair. You know, it's like when you prepare a match, a basketball or a soccer match, knowing that the referee is ready to whistle against you. But you know that if you don't come to the stadium, okay, you are just considered as you just lost everything for it. So you have to go there. But you know that if you are very close to your opponent, he'll whistle. So you try to play in a way that, like Muhammad Ali, you're just flying like a butterfly. They can't touch you anymore. So this is what we are prepared to do and what we have to do.